Alright, what's up, Go enthusiasts? We are here to play against KataGo. AI KataGo. Handicap 3. Zero Komi. AGA rules for fun. Should be good, right? Let's start game and make sure that my engine settings are good. So I want to bump this back up to 2000. Update settings. Okay. Yeah, once again, I'm happy with all 4 4s. That's alright. And we shall play... Oh, I forgot to make it cut a handicap. My bad. It needs to be... where is that? Is that in the AI settings? We want kata handicap. Update AI settings. And let's make a new... So, AI strategy should be KataGo. There we go. There we go. Okay. Alright, so now Kata Handicap is thinking about its first move. It's still going to play probably the same. Yeah. And I can still approach. So the goal here is to win, of course. I want to win. In order to beat Kata Handicap, it's probably going to be quite a bit harder than beating KataGo, which already took me a long time in real life on 3 stones. So I need to understand exactly what I'm doing all the time. So it agrees with KataGo that approach here, after I approach that side, should be good to try to make an area, I guess. Do I want to use the double approach again? I think I do. I think it's really good to get good at the double approach, even though I'm already pretty good at the double approach, just like he's. Like, the better I get at this, then the more control I'll have in real games when humans let me do it, right? I don't mean like attacking control, I mean like control over myself, over what I'm doing. So, you can play attach here, or you can play the extend. I think the attach should be good here, since the ladder is working, and also I just want to try it. Is this quite similar to what I did in the first game? I actually don't even remember what exactly happened, but I know that I was supposed to do something defensive at some point in the first game, and it was like more aggressive, and it got me in trouble. I think in the first game I like backed off here, right? And then later they did that, and I was supposed to defend. Should I still back off here? I mean, backing off here makes me so much more comfortable. I don't care about the pincer here as much as the pincer here, do I? Or maybe I can pincer here, or take the thing here, allow the pincer, and then do the sacrifice method. Which actually shouldn't be uncomfortable, right? I want to try it. So here I'm expecting the 1 space, but he plays further to stop my sacrifice method. So if 1 space, I was going to attach here, but it plays further to stop my sacrifice method. Very interesting. So this is how you're supposed to follow up if you get this kind of position. You play farther, stronger. Making sense, okay. Excuse me. So, what to do with that then? It seems like I could still play on this side. Oh, it's gonna cover me as big as possible with like kick maybe? And kick and then cover kind of thing. How about if I just play here? What is it gonna do? Because it can't easily go in, right? So that seems very difficult for... We're so far off script if I play there, but I don't know what we could do about that. Oh, wait, we'll push and then wedge. Aha. That's the good order. No, but then I can Atari and push here, and then it's messed up for white, even though they can try to make something active happen. I guess maybe they try to make something active happen quickly, and then like aim at this one first to make it fixed. But I often have trading things there. It should be kind of difficult. Let's use this one, and then later we can also use it from the side to sacrifice if they find something nice. So I think it shouldn't be very bad. Wow. I didn't expect this one at all. I thought it's like too far off from what I'm doing, right? But he's talking like if I get to block here, then there is a real threat to the top. So there could be a real problem. Fascinating. Should I be pushing up? Thinking about it. If you push up, then this one is likely Sente, and they might be able to get something back over here, right? So push up, they play this one Sente, and leave that for... Oh, then they get all the Sente. Oh. Push up into turn here, it's so hard to answer. If you just answer like this, then turn here you can ignore. So either I want to like block here and get something back on the left side, which is possible too, because after block and Hane, then I can cut, which doesn't look acceptable for white. Right? But the problem is if I block here, he's definitely going to push this one, and then even though I can make something happen, this is more important, I think. So the only problem would be block here, push here, I push, and I make an attack on this and defend myself, so then they have to Hane to make that work. Then how about that position? What's going on there? Looks bad. Looks like I can't really cover it. I could like Hane and then block, but then he'll go down after cut, and then yeah, there's a chance to capture over there. Well, maybe then he can't exactly block, right? So Hane cut here, and he has to answer, and then I connect. That would be successful. If I could just run out, and then I let this happen, and I let that one stone die, and I get to cover the stone instead. That should be good. Okay, I'm really tempted. Block, push, push. Escape. And cover this. Compared to answer. I really don't know what he would do actually after answer. So maybe that one's acceptable. It's mostly because this stone that I want to answer, like becoming stronger so that that stone is weak is like meaningful. Yeah, you know what? Don't put pressure on this too much. It never works out. This is pretty strong for white. Just answer, just cover, just be patient. Okay, here you can actually run out. I was going to just connect, but you can actually run out, so I should think about it. If you run out and then they turn, and then you can Hane, and then they answer and you play Sente, and then you connect. If they block, then you go there. So that's not good for white. So they're gonna push through and kill the stone, and you're gonna connect through here and connect and make. So you get a lot of influence, and they get the territory here. This stone is beat so bad. Comparatively, I can connect, and then he's going to block here, and then I'm going to push. That seems to be just a lot better because he has so little control, really. I think connect is just better here. This one is very tempting. If my stone here wouldn't be in like the exact wrong spot for him to capture it really big, and like this exchange as well, then I would probably want to push through. But in this case, I will connect. And then block. I think this move is, it must be the best move locally speaking, right? I don't think this was terribly bad for me on the top side, by the way. I can get in some trouble, but not very much trouble. And it looks like this is really good, right? If I can go down and block here, and he can't cut because I can cut. Or he can't hunt it because I can cut, I'm sure. There's no way that's good for white. So, block. Must be good. Applying a lot of pressure through this weakness. Okay, yeah, I kind of expected this because he can't play over here easily, so he is sort of forced to do something in this part, and there is still a weakness, something happening. It has to do with my cutting point there, and obviously the cutting point here. So if I hane, then he can cut directly, and I cannot cover it because it's cutting. But I can extend, and then after that, maybe hane, and then if he goes up, then extend. He plays here and answer, cover. It's a little awkward, my covering method. Maybe I would want to extend a couple times and then hane. So then if I extend a couple times, I just accept. I'm basically just accepting more territory, right? I think this is not a problem anyway. Just accept, and then wait for him to become thick enough. And I can block here. I think this is necessary. Becoming so thick here makes it so that the cut here is sort of something, but largely that my shape is very nice and his shape is rather weak in comparison. Must answer, I'm sure. Interesting cut timing. I didn't expect this. What he's trying to get is the outside movement from it. Let me get some kind of Alright. So when I connect here, he covers that instantly, and if I cut here, then he gets to push, and then the block here is Sente. It's very nice timing, actually. So the question is like, how much do I value this cut threat? Right? And I think the answer is a lot, because B15 is a big move for me. And his move here is not important because of the super thickness. So I think I actually want to connect here. Particularly because his use of the cut would give me more value that way. So I think this connect is the right one. Although you can punish the bad exchange if you do it inside like that. This block is so sad. It's so hard to handle. The cut is so strong. And I can't cut anymore. The only thing I could argue with for this one is that after push and block and clamp, if I can use that to kill the corner, it might be worth it. So he could get a Sente move here, but he wouldn't be able to run to the corner. He could only use a Sente move. Couple Sente moves, an Atari, and then save. It seems like him stealing away the corner there is actually good enough, because it's very annoying for me to handle myself outside after that. So although I really want this cut, I think I should play here to keep the hanes available and keep more pressure back. Like this cutting point and the weaknesses there is meaningful too, you know? So I think connect here is the correct answer to the probe. He will leave it now, so probably I'm expecting to go, oh. I was expecting him to go take a base directly. But exchanging this directly means um, applying pressure about my life and death and about the cutting point there still. So I can just go back and answer here. That leaves the cutting point available, which means, you know, I won't actually go and attack him in the corner, but this outside is quite a bit weaker. Okay, so then he went to take the base. Just exchange that. It's like pressing me back. Yeah, I was thinking when you fix this cutting point, it allows me to push forward. So it says, actually, that's the meaningful part. And takes that territory. Still, this whole fighting, it does not look that bad for black, right? I don't see anything that's particularly wrong. Although the shape is really awkward here, you know. That is true. After that cut, like the 4 stones and then the cut, it was really awkward shape somehow. But still, white has like barely anything and can still get attacked everywhere. And they're just going to go take care of themselves or decide. It's making sense. So my intuition here actually tells me I should turn. Because once they get thick here, then the knight's move should be valuable, I think. Like, try to cover this part. But it's actually not really that real. Because after turn, their jump is more like the real valuable part, right? And I don't actually need it. It's not like I need it to save myself. This part is actually kind of thick. Maybe it's better to just answer and wait for invasion timing and let them spend a defensive move if they want. Which should be slow enough, right? If I go in, that's also possible. If I go in, then afterwards I would feel somewhat busy, as they would certainly run out. And then I would have to save my inside stuff, and my stuff there, and my stuff there. It seems like that's too much with a weaker peer. You should be patient at the first step here. Maybe it's good to play something like slide here. After slide, they're gonna play rugged move, and then I won't be able to invade, so that's probably not good. Maybe it's good to play like attach and give them, but then it's losing a lot of the value. No, it should be best to answer and try to get the best value over here. Let's play a high answer. I'm expecting the peep in slide. Oh, invasion. Invasion means this part is rather thick for me, so it doesn't want to fight over that 1 stone anymore. Of course, I have to block this way. It will extend up, and I will extend like this. Now, sometimes they will slide, sometimes they just do the normal Joseki. I think the normal Joseki is good here for white. Yeah. I'm thinking here about which one I want better. It looks like this one's pretty good to me. I like fighting this one more than the connect. I think in general I want to do this rather than connect basically every time. I think it's a lot easier to control afterwards as black. The fights when they clamp you there are so much more annoying to me than the fights here, where black is very often not a serious loss. So anyway, went to invade the corner. Makes some sense, got some territory. Now I think that the invasion over here should be very strong, and white is basically baiting for me to do it. Trying to make me complicate the game. But I really can't figure out what I would do if I were white after this invasion. To stay stable at least. If it were me, I might go to invade the corner and trade away, give the power here, and then give up these 2 stuns. But that's not acceptable because these stuns are weak. So you have to do something more active. Maybe like run here, run first. But it's still bad if you give the power after that. You have to like play a long time. And then, I don't know. To me, it's very difficult, so I want to test how exactly... Because this is what I would do if I was against a human. How exactly can you handle that? So this is the expectation, and then I thought I can play push. You can also push here. I shouldn't play as if the game is easy. But this push must be good, I think. Because after block, then extend up is a good shape. And this one I thought I can attach or churn. Both of which are acceptable, I guess. All the way through there, and then there. Okay, it's clean. So what I just read was after churn and extend, then I can hane and do this one, and then descend, and then I would do win that race. So that means that this churn is forcing for them not to extend, but to handle this part directly somehow. When they push up, though, it can be a good move. Obviously, this is going to become very complicated. So, I knew that when I play c8. I'm making the game complicated, but... I guess I'm not ready to win the game yet and be patient like you're supposed to. Like, if you actually want to beat the AI, you're not supposed to do the aggressive stuff that you would do against humans to apply pressure, but you're supposed to be much more patient there. So after c9, they're going to push at e11, and it's at that moment where I feel like something has gone wrong, maybe. It becomes like I should hane here, but then when they hane here, I would have to play on the side like that, and then live. That's actually acceptable, right? I mean, yes. I don't know why I say right. It's acceptable. No, this should be good then. Let's try. I think this is good. I don't see a good method for right here. So now I thought I can hane here. Ah, he wants to later cut and give me the one stone and then cover anyway. Aha! So that's the method that they are waiting for. Still, I can accept and just jump here instead of haneing if that's a real problem. And I still have an easy time saving that one, I think. Unless there's gonna be a problem in the future where, okay, let's say they wedge here and I Atari down and Atari down, and I get squeezed this way, and then when I hane connect here later, it's threatening these stones back. So then they can like turn here and then make the attack, hane here, and then if when I hane do that, this one connects, it's like nearly sente. Then I can lose power and control if they can get to b15 on the upper left there. So it looks like what I have to do after attach here is Atari and push that way. Then you can hane like this, And if they go down, then block here. After that, there's triple Hane. But they have the Hane there first. So then they can they can actually not take that. They don't have the timing to take that. They have to Atari, and then they can try to take that, but it still isn't Sente. They do not have that, and then I'm gonna get the full Tombstone squeeze, and then it's just a cut at the end. So after the full Tombstone squeeze, and then I have a cut there. Is it possible I could ever lose timing for that? So if I throw all the way in like that, and then eventually I have to just imagine them getting these stone Sente, and then I play my first move. I have to play there later. Can it be problematic? It doesn't really matter, because even if it was problematic, then I would just block again, and then allow them to come through and get squeezed. And that's acceptable anyway. Because all these variations are me like securing the corner extra hard as well. So I don't actually have to worry about it, I guess. So I'm gonna just attach here. Not worry too much. And Hane and Tiger here. I could have thought about fighting harder. Like whether there's a outside cut, something that can cause a problem to white first. It could maybe be better than this way. But anyway, I think because of the corner situation, this is so nice anyway. And they only did this one. So they decided the wedge was not really effective, probably because of my underneath covering, fixing my shape over here very nicely. And instead when they play here, it's actually a really nice move. This one talks like, oh, if you Tiger's Mouth, then I'll push through. Yeah, it's sort of offering me a chance to then sacrifice there. But the sacrifice would be like pleasant enough for white, since they have a cut point here, which is still somewhat of a problem. Instead, like the sort of standard way for me should be to connect like that, solid connect. And then they have still some weaknesses to use in the corner direction, so they might invade, or even play something more aggressive. But probably it would just be invade, and then they can just fix. So probably after invade, I still need to play this side. Yeah, and that would be good. So actually, I don't think this is a big problem if I just connect here. It's funny because you can play here. It's kind of better for the point direction, but I do want to keep some attacking pressure here. And in general, I tell my students, whenever you say I want to keep attacking pressure without actually attacking, that's probably low value. It is true, it's low value to keep this. That's not many points. However, in this situation, it's mostly about like saving these stuns, right? It's just like, if it's funny because this is sort of the more territory area, but this one's the territory comes so big. It's probably worth it to save. Probably worth it. I wonder whether they want to wedge at some point. I think that would be crazy, but okay, they come and fix the shape over here. That's making some sense. It targets this group a bit, but this group, if he plays in the center, I can always live. And yeah, if he plays on the side, then I can live in the center. So it is alive. This mostly fixes the cut here. And then my cut over here, if I take this cut, let's read that. So if I take that cut, I'm still going to be solidly alive. But when he blocks here, I don't know exactly what the best shape is for him. After that, he's going to block here. And that's aiming at yeah, he'll just block here and then block like this, right? And that's aiming at this Atari into this Atari. So, yeah, for instance, if after that I peeped here, then he would Atari and Atari first, and then if I connected, then he would connect. Then, because he still has a Atari on this side, he actually has like a lot of potential. If I just come back, I can't even live if I come back, but if I came back and like tried to live here, then he could play that one and it'd be alive because of the Church of Liberty there. So in general, it seems like I cannot push through and cut because of this block. Well, I could push through and cut, and then when he blocks, I could play, just connect, but then he will just Atari and then just live, right? My peep there is still Sente, I think. There. Yeah. My peep is still Sente. So I can cut through in Sente. But the cut through in Sente at the moment does nothing because I'm not going to attack the outside, and I would actually rather keep the chance to reduce his area over there. It's going to be more valuable. At the moment, if he blocks, then I could peep here and I get more outside control from that, so it's not a good exchange for him. If wedge here, and I Atari him from the top, and then block here, and then he cuts, then, how is that? I would die, right? So if I Atari from the top and then connect here, then he can push here, and he can save the underneath group for sure. And just it would give me a lot of thickness here. So in general, I don't think this is that weak. I'm just safe. I have something here, and I'm gonna go get stuff here. He's just like managed to become safe everywhere, and he has this big wall in the center. It's also possible if wedged, then I could Atari from below. Like, it would be crazy for him to try to descend there. Even if he pushed first and then descended, it's still crazy, right? Yeah, it's so super crazy. So it's not working at all. Okay, so only this one will come, and then I can block, and I'm comfortable. So, yeah, I should just take my corner enclosure, I think. And the game is still vastly in Black's favor. Extremely far. So, I think everything is acceptable so far. So this block, I was thinking when I peep here, I get a little something. Ah, it's talking about the idea that if after I peep here, it plays here, and then here. No, there's not really much. I think this peep is still good. But just, it can connect through now. Because it's going to have this one in Sente now. And I just have it cut through the center instead. Which is fine. No big difference. I could have pushed at that moment, and then the push would apply some pressure. Like, it was possible for the push to be valuable at that time. But I didn't think so. I thought this peep is valuable, even compared to this one. I guess we'll see. Maybe the peep will prove is not valuable by covering this naturally. Like, I'm not actually going to use it. I'm just, like, saying that moves over here become a little bit better for me. Maybe that means that the real coins in your pocket is more valuable. It's possible I just made a mistake to not exchange it, but I don't know. Okay, it's just approached. This is a sort of interesting one, because the right side is very valueless, and the center is very valuable for white. I could just play on the bottom side. I could also attach here. Very strange to play the attach when you already have this stone, because normally you want to play it further. But it's like the perfect direction right now, isn't it? Just give this is exactly what I want to do. I mean, sometimes I would want to come in. After attach here, block here, push, Hane, cut. I don't know what to do. It seems like this stone is really misplaced for that kind of fighting. So instead, I think maybe I should just put a stone on the bottom side here. If you just put a stone on the bottom side pretty high and wait, how bad can that be, you know? I can just come to the center later when it's valuable, but for now, keep stable for these, you know, underneath moves. Make sure I get some value from them. It's actually also possible to play like S4 now. That one means go ahead and jump and like try to control the right side, and I don't care at all. And if you play from this side, then I'll just give you the bottom again and control the corner. Like S4 is actually really reasonable right now. It's even possible to play like kick and then out rather than pincer. Kick and then up is not crazy at all right now. But problem with kick and then up is I don't know what to do about the bottom side if they go in. Like, for some reason, kick and then up is like trying to say that you have the bottom side, and then when you get the chance to reduce the center, it won't feel valuable. So it's like they'll just pick the bottom side. I don't know what to do. So actually, I think S4 is probably the best. Am I trying to win this game? Because S4 is a really good AI winning move. Like beat it style. Let's try. I think this is, yeah. It's clearly stable, so it's like pretty likely that I lose like half a point by playing there. It's just a bit too stable to be pressure, right? But at the same time, it makes it so the rest of the game is very easy over here. I cannot easily lose my value, right? And it's easy for me to try to swipe away his value. So here the idea had been that we are going to give this. So one move that comes to mind is like Knight's move. I could also play just like a 2-space jump over here or something. That, yeah, maybe even large Knight's move. So, something with a general idea of like, I just follow up and make sure this part doesn't get very big. If he pushes here, it shouldn't be a big deal, right? I can still just give that. But I kind of want to let him come in from here to start. And then I can cover the corner. This seems like it's not a bad problem. Not a bad thing. And then he comes in and I just play in the center. So like this kind of move is a very... very, very patient move. Like, it's clear that he just gets something, and I don't really get much, but at least I get a route into the center, which is not valueless, you know? It smells funny, and I don't want to play moves that smell funny. I don't want to play moves I don't really believe in. But at the same time, his push here does not smell funny. that looks very good and normal. So like something is wrong, right? How can his push be a good move, but my cover is not? It must be my cover is fine, right? I think this is fine. I've convinced myself. Attach here. I was thinking about it actually. Because this one is aiming at that wedge without committing it in the bad ways I was looking at. It's a nice move. Looks good. Now I can descend here, or I could maybe wedge. I don't think you can Hane because after wedge, then he can Atari and cut. Those are both good. So it's like descend or wedge. These are the main options. And then which one can give me the best position? The problem with wedge is that he's gonna extend, and then I can cut this, but then he will slide. And he doesn't care about my cut. This is small area. So it ends up being somewhat similar. After wedge and descend, I have to block, and then he will play here. If I block here first, he can block like this, and then probably still, all I can do is wedge, right? I mean, I don't think you would want to play it from this side and let him connect and play that way. So they're actually like very similar. The only problem is that if you play here, he can wedge first and then play here, and force the variation where I have to Hane connect there, right? It would be Sente because block here would be strong, right? So then he would answer like that and then he's safe. Either way, he answers and he's safe, it's fine. So if I play here, I just don't get the same value over here. Isn't that just worse then? Because I also want the value through that. Yeah, I want to play here and attack it from this side. Oh, what if he tenukis? So if I play d3, c3, c2, b2, d2, and White plays away, then I would want to attack it like b6. But then they just solid connect. I play b7. They push through. It's already problematic. And they don't have to do that. They can also play b5 and then just block a b1 and then they're alive too. So it's more like if I play d3 and they play c3, I have to play d2 to keep the jump. And then they can play c2 and then I can wedge if I want. But probably I'll just leave it. There. Is it good? Yeah, it should be good then. I think this is correct. And I think d2 is the right attacking move. Although you could actually try b7 directly. If you think the outside is stable. They will Hane connect, right? And then they're actually stable. So we should not actually do it. Yeah, it should be d2. d2 is the right shape here. Great. And now we leave it forever. Someday we could have b7. But I don't think you want to do it first, because you want to be able to wedge, or in Sente sometimes on the outside. And now we have, so we have the invasion has just happened, and we have a big influence towards the bottom, which we should be able to use to get something. Should I just play like a 2-space with it? Isn't it kind of lame? But I actually don't, I don't like it. He's very thick here. I don't like it if I play like a bit further away and he comes in. I'd rather he comes in here. I think it's much more attackable with that. Like both of these sides are very strong. Maybe this is an answer. Like the answer is that you played high for this kind of thing. But it feels so awkward. I don't know what to do after you play high. Like I can believe that J5 or even J6 is like the best move right now. But even if I say that, and it's true, that's great. J6 is the best move. Wonderful, I found it. He plays H5. What are you doing? You're just gonna give it away? Like, it doesn't make sense. I think J4 is the only one I know how to play. And we are trying to win this game, so let's play way too patient. Way too patient again. Okay. That direction. I thought that, locally speaking, that they were going to accept being pressed on the right side, but they actually don't. Interesting. Obviously, I'm not really considering defending, but I'm just thinking about like how to make it a stable, stable strategy from now. What is my strategy supposed to be? Like, maybe a defensive strategy is not even bad right now. He does have, like, some glimmers of threat. But really, because this one is my Sente, it really shouldn't materialize. Even if he plays here and cuts, that's just insane. It should be that I have stuff against that. Yeah. This part is like somewhat weak, but this stone is so light. Is the problem. It makes it kind of difficult for me to grab it. And this part is so strong I don't need it. Just coming in there is very small. It's like, locally speaking, it's like jump is the way that you would handle it. Maybe jump is fine. But it doesn't really move to this area, which I would like to do. I have a feeling that like putting a stone in the middle somewhere is not a bad move. Just being the first one around here makes it so that I can press on this group and can press on this one, and like it should be kind of difficult. I'm tempted to like throw a stone down somewhere like here, where his defense is like clearly unacceptable. Yeah, that should be good, right? This is the strategy I was looking for, I think. Looks good. Make sure not to be the second one to this area, so he can't control it easily. So he goes for a large-scale attack, hoping that there's a weakness on this and a weakness here. It's possible to just defend this part and then allow counterattack here. It wouldn't be that bad. If it were my human game, I'm very tempted to play here, but there's a cut threat that I'm a little worried about. So if I play here, then he can attack from this side, and then doesn't look clean. I'm very tempted to put a stone back here, because he still can't defend easily. So you just put a stone back and wait, and then should be very hard for him to continue nicely. I'm worried about this one, actually. But it shouldn't be a big problem. Even if he cuts here, then I can cause a problem over here, and then say, like, I save these. Like, that wouldn't be bad. I think I can just put a stone in this general direction. Is there a good shape? Bad shape? I think this is fine. Let's see if he can really commit. I don't think he can over here. I think he's just going to play some random move over here. So press, most active random move. That's making sense. I kind of want to play here now. But then they'll maybe strike this way. It's quite difficult still to get to that one. I'm also tempted to play in this direction. Like continuing to say, oh, if you cut me off, then I'll just swim over here and be fine. So at the moment I get to swim and like I can get more benefit to the right side by his continued pressure to need me to be weak over here. He's gonna attach here, and I'm gonna just only Hane and give it up. So he can sort of get something. So I'd like to get something back, if possible. It's not really acceptable to just answer this, I think, because it fixes his cut outside. So either you're going to cut here, which I don't think is playable because I'm too weak everywhere, or you're going to leave it to leave the cut. But then when you leave the cut, then there's still a pressure of this cut at the same time. The reason why I allowed this kind of thing to happen is because I thought this one is at least building the bottom side more actively. So getting my own thing and pressuring my own thing can be big is usually a good answer to them, you know, having an area like this. They have their own area, right? So I want to let them have that and say at least that gain towards mine. And that's making sense, right? Like when he goes through, I can Hane and extend, and then this is solidifying this a lot. But it's also possible for me to just like throw a stone down that defends a bit and aims at that softly. Like this kind of move. It looks pretty good too. I would only be afraid of having to swim over here. Which is pretty scary at this point. I think it's okay to just play here and say my benefit. If you push, if you like play this attach, I will come over here. Yeah, that's okay because this is a big benefit if I get to press on this group. So I'm gonna be a little aggressive. Interesting. Just jump. So it had the chance to go after me, but it realized this part can get in trouble, so it tries to fix that part first. While it handles my area here too. Okay, I really want to block here. I guess it's talking about like it's gonna come down and then handle it, and that will automatically have saved this a little bit. I really don't want to try to counterattack this part, especially now. It just fixed the cut for itself, right? By itself. So that means yeah. I think I have to block here to get something back if it all makes sense. But it won't really all make sense. I've just sort of been like mildly, slightly outplayed in the center here. It's so difficult to know what you're doing, like, completely. But still, block should be a good move, right? Wow, push! It does not want to fall back to that area. This is making sense. This is why I jumped here, just to keep this stuff controllable. Tough. Tough for me. Can I Hane and triple Hane? Do some fun stuff? It's not actually clear why not. Hane, triple Hane, they just extend. I can fix the center. Gosh. That would be fine. That would be good for me. If they Atari first and then fix over here, it can be a bit harder to use, but it should still be good for me. Yeah, clearly good for me still. So Hane, cut. I guess Hane cut is what's gonna happen. But then I can just extend here and be stable, be as patient as possible here, and I'll be fine. Yeah, there's no reason I wouldn't be. Hane looks good. Extend here is mandatory, I guess. If you extend this way, then they're going to extend this way. You don't have very much pressure against this. You still have to answer, and then they can come back and cover you. It's not acceptable. Interesting. Suddenly I'm getting ideas to Atari and press and press and press. You know, I have some Sente moves over here. So then I can cut through in the center. They could cut back. It's like maybe not exactly that easy after that move. Wow. Yeah, I guess it's stable for that sacrifice idea. I want to like peep here. So if they connect, I could Atari it and push and connect through here. Again, it's a sacrifice idea. Since I have attacking potential here, these sacrifices ideas are like losing some value to territory in the inside and the outside that I can press. Maybe block here? I want to understand exactly what's going on in my game. This is the kind of situation where I often just don't understand what's going on. Because there are so many routes that can go down. There's so much of a web of complexity here. But there's definitely like a good strategies set. Like it doesn't even have to be just one thing, but there's good strategies that will guide me through this. If I understand all of the web and my effects on them from each strategy, I can understand like globally. I've done this before. I've studied them enough to understand. How to do that in this kind of position? At the moment, by the way, I think I'm still leading quite a bit. It's like the most aggressive thing to do is block inside and then say, I will be stable on this part without any need to use sacrifice methods. But it's kind of irresponsible. But no. If you block... What is happening, man? It should be block here. So we're keeping pressure on this and keeping the potential to save this, but we won't necessarily save it. But it's better than playing to this side and letting the jump happen, I think. Yeah, we can block like that. Then we have more overall attacking pressure. The reason why we're okay right now... Honestly, territorially, we're just slightly okay. But the reason why this game is actually much better for black, not just a little bit, is because there's pressure here, pressure there, pressure everywhere. So I don't have to worry so much about my own weaknesses. I actually should have a lot of expected value to the bottom and the left side, compared to him having all this and me having just that. So these exchanges are my right, and I can use that to then say, oh, I get a lot of value. I can jump here in the future. I get a lot of value towards I shape over here. So your potential to like cut me here won't be real threatening, right? But it's the moment like this where I can get confused again. I want to apply pressure to this group to like surround it like this. And then say, you can only save yourself locally, give me value. Right? So if they do some painful thing, like directly living, then that's great. But they're going to play an outside attack, I'm sure. what is what is happening there. I think a lot of the outside attacks I'll be safe against. Oh, that's a bit painful. So I'm thinking about, like, what... Can I play some Sente move here to make it so that his move here... This is the strike that... Basically, I want to play here. He's going to use this one. Then I don't really have a comfortable way to play, because a lot of the time he's going to quickly cut or short my liberties. And you just don't have enough time to really make things clean. Like, if you play this one directly, then I think he would just answer immediately and, like, wait for just 1 second. If you block, then wedge happens. It's fucked. It's over. So you'd have to Atari first, but then if you connect here, then again they cut, so you have to connect solidly, and then they can start breaking through anyway. It's, like, really messy. So this one is causing huge problems. I'm thinking, can I, like, attach here first and then fix this one in Sente? So if, like, attach and he descends, and then I play here, then he plays this, then I solid connect, right? If he tries to cut me, oh, it's still not really working, because still there's a thing happening. Oh, yuck. Oh. Can I just Tiger? Wait, maybe just Tiger is effective, because I can use this stuff. And normally that stuff is not very powerful. But maybe in this case, I have enough, like, weaknesses outside. It's generally, like, it's generally not going to be about the fact of whether I can directly invade, but whether I can use that if he fixes me, right? That should be the main thing. So maybe this Tiger is actually good here. It's a very unusual move to just Tiger when you have, like, the right to do more. Can it really be the correct thing to do? But otherwise, it's like this move is devastating for me. I just cannot find a way to handle it unless I play something to fix directly. But when I play here, it's not going to be that he answers to me directly. It's going to be that he plays outside and stops me from making a nice round. So what are the little questions I need to ask about life and death and stuff? What are the details? Maybe it's like whether I can find a way to defend here such that this stuff is good. So I find a way to defend here so that when he goes here, I can Atari and then press and press and press and press and press and then go for, like, a cut because I've defended. Is it possible? Oh, God. Doesn't really look possible because he should be able to, like, at least clamp stuff first. But maybe, I mean, I just haven't never defended here, so I can never really do super serious stuff. But can it be good to, like, Atari? Atari and then jump? Just to make the... But I think always he's still going to answer. I was leaning more towards this one before, because I wanted to use this stuff, but I'm realizing I'm never going to do it. This one, after clamp and descend, it doesn't really change his life and death situation here very much. He can poke here, and it changes his life and death situation here quite a bit. But I would still have, like, this one Sente. And after descend, I would have, like, this one Sente too, right? Yeah, that's how that works. And that's actually enough Sente to be able to go here. Let's do this one. Just be patient. So he fixed the center Atari stuff. And allows me to surround this. Which should be very pleasant. Very, 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 very pleasant. Very pleasant. Yeah, looks great. Let's do that. Wow. He has to find some stuff. So if I cut, he wants to play. Maybe attach? That's not acceptable. There's no way. It has to be attached here. And then extend. And then I can't easily chase that part. And if I jump out, then he would cut. And capture those stones, it's enough. Okay, it's making sense. If I Hana here, and he does that, and Atari's and descends, and I cut, and he descends. And I push and block. It's not acceptable for which. So if I go here, will he cut? Try to gain timing against the thinness. I think this is a classic weak crosscut. Yeah. So okay, if I hunt it outside, he's gonna cut. Not easy. Wow, it's super strong. Wow. This cannot be working as well as I see it working. What the heck is this move? Okay, real humans would not be able to do all this. The AI planned some magic here. It's so ready. I can't believe it. Meanwhile, this part is still not very thick because there's extend here and some small problems. So what if here, crosscut here, and then he hane? Yuck. He hanes? Yeah. I cut, it's Atari. He extends. But then I have to jump out and he can chase me from this side. Chase, 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 chase. I die. Yuck. Jeez, man. Anyway. Bro. This cannot be that strong. As I'm seeing it. It must be I have a timing to like peep here in some of these variations or something like that to like save myself. If I do it right now, he splits through my shape and like looks to reduce my corner massively. It's not acceptable. What is this nonsense, man? I can only do something like extend back and then diagonal and then push back here and then cut. Yeah, I cut this side and then I eat it, sort of thing. Because cut this side, I would eat it, right? I'm not even sure about that being acceptable. There, and it becomes like for. Oh god, that's disgusting. Oh god. That, I don't think that can be done. What do you do then? It must be that I can use their like weakness temporarily, something. It must be after crosscut that I have some better answer to like trade back. Yeah, there we go. So after crosscut here, then I can play extend back. And if he plays on this side entirely, then I can play Atari and attach here and crosscuts, and it's working. So after Hane, crosscut, extend, and he plays here first, right, and there, and plays on this side, then same stuff. Although if he plays the pinch, I would have to connect first, then he could connect on this side, and then I'd have to run, and it would work. That would be fine, I think. There. Just barely working. Holy cow. Alright, but Hane outside must be correct then. This is the only way to keep the weakness there relevant to the fighting. Yeah, crosscut. Hey, improvement, by the way. Serious improvement, because I was studying this crosscut idea yesterday. Yeah? And I actually understood it this time. Before it happened. Although not too far before it happened. I mean, how are you supposed to expect the Knights move attach across? I think that's like 9p level. If you know that one's coming and you play some different covering because of it, that's 9p level for sure. But anyway, here I thought I can extend back now. I'm slightly worried about some aggressive options they might have, but I think in general it should be good for me. How are you supposed to read it all out? Like, come on, I can't read it all out. I can read a lot out, but nobody can read it all out. Just play. Just play. And block. If this ends up working, I'll be very sad. If I misread it. But no, it does not. He has to fall back. That means that I can come back to cover this now. Which I think is good to do directly. Yeah, you need to keep the weakness here. So it's probably not good to like... I mean, I guess I could try to exchange. This is not a dumb exchange, right? Actually, it's reasonable to say you have to play S7 right now to keep him weak, rather than come back. Like, you play S7, you let him block on top, and then you go back. Then you get something for that, right? Like, he's a lot thinner. But it's a little different now that he played there, the shape on the bottom. Oh my god, that's actually insane. Wait. Is that real? No, it can't be real because... Oh, it's lucky. Oh my god. Okay, you guys know what I just read? It's crazy. Let's say we play S7. Then he suddenly pinches here. So what I wanted to do is run out using this vital point, which is great if he falls back in any way. Then I can come back and then, you know, I'll be able to get out. But if he plays the Hane through here, then I need to be able to catch him, right? So at that point I have 4 outside liberties, so I can do this one, and then I gotta go chase him down. And when he extends, I can chase him down. And I'm very weak here, so I actually have to play very solidly to the liberties. I have to play like this. He still has only 2, so he has to extend, and then I can play Hane, and then he blocks, and I can play push, right? He still has only 2 liberties, so he has to try to capture me. And then I can play the Hane here to limit his liberties. Hane and connect like that will allow him to extend. He's mandatory. Then I can connect there, forcing move, right? And he has only 3 liberties left. Remember, I have 4. Sorry, he has only 4 liberties left. Remember, I have 4. So then I can play block here. And before this move, that was going to work. That was my reading. But now, after this move, it's a little different. Because now when he wedges like this, I can only Atari from this side. And then, yeah, so he's short of liberties, so he cannot connect. But he can play this one. And then it becomes a ko. So he throws in and makes the ko there. The problem is, he has 0 ko threats. And he's given me, you know, infinite stuff here. He has 0 meaningful ko threats. Like I can go kill something here, something there. But when I capture, I'm gonna kill all of that, yeah, and then keep a lot of pressure. So even if he like pushes through and kills, I don't think it's acceptable. What is that? Like 25 move reading? Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So I think what it means is I can get this one. I think. Do I even want to get this one? Like, what if I get this one for that one, and then I come back, and then he plays the ko, and it's like, I can't capture 2 stones to win the ko anymore. Is that even a good exchange then? Well, then when I win the ko, I connect, and then he's all dead, so that must be acceptable. And when he wins the ko, it would be a bad exchange, but only, like, 2 points bad or something. In comparison, if I win the ko without exchanging, confusion. Give me a moment. Okay, if I win the ko without exchanging, it's better, actually. So is it just bad to have this exchange, then? Yeah, it's a little bit bad. That's crazy. Really? He should answer it, but he's still bad? Darn. Alright, fair enough. Just come back and answer. Nothing special. Uh-oh, I'm scared. I'm scared. Help. I do not want to die to this. But it seems like I might. Uh-oh. So we're getting into capture race here, where I'm gonna... I mean, I have to connect, right? I'm gonna be racing this group. So this is the extend I was scared of. It makes a double threat. If I connect here, then I get more liberties, but when he turns, later he can jump here, and then I'm locally dead, right? I would be able to capture... I'm not exactly locally dead, because I have the eye over there. It's kind of important that I choose which one I want now. So do I need the extra liberties? Oh man, okay. I'm trying to figure out what's going on in the capture race against this group. It means I have to figure out this group's life and death. So, like, if I save here and allow the cut, and I exchange that, I'm not quite alive, so unfortunately. Because, you know, I can exchange that, but it's still only one eye he can throw in here and play like that. And so I'm going to get this Descendant Sente, but I'm going to have very few outside liberties if I play it the way which is safe for that. Which I don't have to, because I would be safe without playing safe for that, but... What, am I just going to get 2 extra outside liberties at cost of so many points? I mean, 2 extra outside liberties should matter so much in this fight. It should give me like so much more value. But only so long as I can really keep it killed in a small fashion. Oh, it's so tough too. There. Hey, by the way, what happens when I attach here? If I attach... He's gonna bump first. Ah, so he Hanes? And then, yeah, if I extend in and cut, then he bumps like that. Oh, somehow I have this memory in my head of going to a house. I was playing against one of my high school friends, Chinese Fordon. Yeah, I was going to a house, and then we were playing a game on the bus there, and yeah, we had to like pause the game to go and explore for some. It was like a field trip or something. No, it wasn't a field trip exactly. What was it again? I think it was like a community service thing. Anyway, we were at that house, and we were like cleaning up the garden and stuff. And I couldn't get this position in my head out where I was like thinking of this crazy nose attach. And at the time it was like 10Q or like 12Q. No, I was more like 15Q at the time. I was thinking of this crazy nose attach, and I was thinking of all the variations flying by. And I remember something very much similar to this, where I had like nose attach, and somehow they like bumped and we were gonna save their stone through all the cuts. I remember like reading it in my head. All the time as I was gardening is same kind of sequence as this. It's like swimming through my head each variation. Somehow I got a sudden wave of nostalgia for that moment. Yeah, it was fun. Go is fun. Looks like I really need the liberties. Looks like I'm honestly in big trouble. How can it be big trouble, man? Wow. How did I lose so much time? There. Oh, gross. Oh, gross. He's gonna get a huge eye. Oh. No. I think I lose, guys. I think it's over. So, this kind of fighting, I shouldn't have been that weak here, that I lose to this group. How did it... It got a move in Sente, and then I had to answer from the cut, and then somehow this move in Sente is giving so much space on the right side. Oh, gross, man. If I actually try to get my eyes too, it's so bad for the Liberty situation. How many boosts am I gonna end up with, by the way? Exactly. I've already like given up on keeping the territory here. I'm strictly thinking about winning the Liberty race, even with the bonus liberties. It seems hard. That peep timing is great by White. I thought I would be able to fight that area, but I couldn't. Gross. There. I have enough. Alright, let's just go for it. Yeah, you can exchange that first because it's testing me about this. So I'd lose all my eyes if I want to keep liberties, as I said. Oh, I could have exchanged this directly. Did I mess it up? Oh, I was not very careful at the end. I got impatient, honestly. I just couldn't visualize everything, and it didn't bother to even try. Oops. Yeah, I should have exchanged that. I should have put this one's down, let him use that one, and then played over here. Now, as it is, then I'm gonna lose some value. It still has to be here, though, right? And then let him use that. I think it still has to be here. Wow, he used that one. What does that even mean? Can I not kill it still? I can. Is it just gaining liberties? Honey. So if I push and go down, by the way, then he's going to play into the corner and then say, you know, I can still kill it, which is true. So I have to back off. Oops. Did not expect it. Yeah, I needed to play the thing here, which I kept on putting in my mind, but I forgot to actually put it in the real game, which is very bad. Very bad. Are we screwed? I mean, we are screwed. I think it's over. Yeah, White wins. GG. GG. So the problem was I needed to play here, right? If I play here, oh, I can also exchange this. That's funny. But main point is I needed to yeah, I just needed to put this one down, which I put in my brain all the time. Wait, did my KataGo crash? I hope not. Yeah, I need to put this one down and then let him use this and then just connect. So I had this sequence down in my brain. I knew that this was going to be what happens. But afterwards you can... I don't know why you need to exchange that stuff first. This doesn't seem relevant. Seems like you can just do this first, but for some reason it wants to go there. Anyway, here, and then... What? My KataGo is like lagging. It's weird. I've never seen KataGo behave like this before. Maybe it's because it's still in Kata handicap. I need to save the game probably and reload it. Let me save it. Sure. This is a shame because I could have fought this last fight a lot better if I kept my mind under control. Yeah, if I played here first. I just forgot. Honestly. Just forgot that he had the attach in Instant A if I don't use that. Anyway, I want to review the game. So let's go see. Here, my bet is that you're supposed to play on the left side to stop this stuff. This is super interesting. I think that it probably would have been even better if I would push up here. But this was already acceptable, I guess. This cut's so crazy. I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that. Maybe it's just I need to jump here to be ready for it. So that I can definitely play on this side. That's crazy. Jump is probably a bit better. Wow. Yeah, jump is probably a bit better than extend in this case because of the cut thing. Didn't expect it at all. Okay, and then I went for some exciting fight over here. And it honestly didn't work that bad, right? I think this is about as much as I could ask for this part. I managed to break the left side, and then he was weak enough, he decided to add another move, and I got the extra benefit to the corner. I didn't even use most of the benefit, but I also got benefit over here. And even his center is not that strong. So, yeah, I think this is good results. I don't have any complaints. Maybe push there should be a bit better. Yeah, it should be a bit better. If you push here, then answer, then the cut is a real thing still. Yeah. After this, he has this one and this one to live, but you'd have to like do it. So you can cut in Sente this way, and he can't stop it as easily as he could in the game. So now the cut in Sente is not reasonable anymore because of the Atari stuff. So it's definitely much better if I just exchange this first and then leave it. My bad. Here I played like passive. It felt like I lost a lot of value in this sequence where I was just being slow, right? But it wasn't like, none of it was like clearly bad. It was just a little slow. And I was trying to win. So I, lose a little bit of value shouldn't be too bad. But then when you fight, yeah, this is super complicated. This attach is brilliant. I don't know how to expect this kind of thing. Like, how would I play it if I were white? It's because there's some weakness over here, so you can like cross-cut, and then you can wait for the weakness, and they have no way to answer it, and it's like... It's so clean, is the thing. It's one thing to be like, oh, I can find something here. It's another thing to be like, I'm gonna cleanly make it so that you have nothing by like pure power. I mean, it just has to do with the weaknesses over here. And not cutting directly because we use just one extra weakness. You just use the weaknesses here and the weaknesses there, and you add them all up. It's just beautiful. Beautiful move. And then finally, all it ended up doing, right? White just came back and allowed me to cut through. So like, it shouldn't be that good if White just has to fall back now. But then White managed to make extra like this and here, and then... Yeah, it's so difficult now. It's so difficult to play. Okay, running through here, I can understand it making some sense to press into the white area, I mean. Like, this is a valid way to like create a Liberty move in the future. But you still have to come back over here. And it's still so confusing. I mean, still they're gonna Hana here, right? Still, they have such a huge Liberty. I mean, it's definitely a lot better this way, but... They have such a huge eye for so many Liberties. All we can do is like throw in and Hana connect or something. Just gonna lose, right? He has 7... He has 11 Liberties. I don't have 11. I don't know how this is playable. So Hana, you get it for free, great. And you can throw in and he's going to connect, great. And you can Hana here, great. So rather than connect here, it's better to go for Liberties outside. There's this move. Apparently this one, he can't cover it because he's a little weak. That's very cool. If he covers it that way, then yeah. So there's no way for him to directly cover that, so you get 1 extra liberty, bonus liberty that way. And he can even push, and he can't block as well, because he's a little weak over there. So this is the only way for white to cover you, and you end up with still 3 liberties, but you get to push in a lot. And then you connect. Why does white have to do that? Why can't white connect here? Yeah, what if white just full connects outside? Why would white play here? Isn't this losing 1,000,000 liberties? I don't understand. Oh, wait, this one loses liberties, but leaves a ko behind. So it must mean that it thinks that this one is just losing the fight. Really? Black has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the I. It means that this one is not approachable, so like 10? That still shouldn't be enough. Oh, but this one's Sente. And is black to play first? Is black up by 1 liberty here? Black has 10 and white has 10 and black plays first? Seriously? Wait, seriously? Oh my god. I think black up by 1 liberty. If I'm not wrong here. So the key is that at this moment, finally white can't spend 1 move on the black liberties directly, but can only chase it. So black was actually winning by 1 liberty here. Holy. So black can win by 1 liberty only if black knows about the sequence here of peep and then, yeah, peep and then this one. So that white cannot take any liberties due to the weakness of these stones. So here you'd have to eventually allow black the extra. Oh, and you can also get squeezed, but here if you get too eager, you get squeezed directly. Yeah. So if I just played it like this, then I was actually up 1 liberty against this. I could never read something like that out. First of all, I didn't even know that that was coming. I thought it was going to be Hana here, and I thought I was winning this liberty race, but that there would be a ko here, and then I thought the ko is the complicated part. But the key is that actually he can Hane first, and it's such a nuisance. You have to fall back eventually. How is this one better? I thought this one didn't even kill. This one's Atari. Ah, so we can stop them from getting the key vital point to live. Okay, that's nice. But mainly I had to play here, mainly. It was just terrible that I didn't take that one. I got in so much trouble immediately. And I can go try to capture this for better liberty condition, but yeah, I'm already down because I lost a liberty or 2 here. I didn't even get to jump in because I have to go kill him now. I guess I could jump in this way. He can't block? Seriously? Oh, after block, he can't cover it. Because there's cut, and cuts here. Wild. Let's go back and check with the AI. What does the AI say? When did I win? When did I lose? Here I gained something? Does it like my move? Whoa! Hey! Look at me. Look at me. You can't do that one because of the elephant jump. Take that, wait. Look at that. Hey. Punishing the very mildest of overplay. That's what we like to see. Alright, and here these were so close actually, yeah. So if it went this way, then Hane. Oh yeah, I was going to Hane here directly. That was what I was going to do. Apparently it's slightly wrong like that. Oh, Hane's back. I can't punish it easily because he could get the timing. And then he can get the timing back this way. And then it's, yeah, this would be acceptable. What my reading was, let's see. What was my reading? My reading was that he plays here. And then that I would use this first. You can see my reading is terrible. If I use this first to save myself without connecting there, it doesn't matter because like The connect was actually like useful. So better to connect to get the usefulness and then to block here. A lot better, clearly. So that was not actually what I needed to be afraid of. It was more like this one. And then him covering this way. And then here it's like debatable between these two, which is funny. Me-I between this. Anyway, that was super complicated. This way, a lot less complicated. Okay, here I thought I literally can't do that because of cut. Oh, you just fall back and solid connect after that. So therefore making it work, and then you can extend it out. Yeah, it's clearly Sente, and then you can cut over here too. This would be aggressive way, but it's making sense. So you can Hane and then fall back all the way like that. I did not consider the connect here as an active move in the fighting at all, which is very foolish. Very foolish. Yeah, if you Hane, then you have to be feeling the liberties, like aiming at that stuff. Alright, how is it? It was so tough to choose. I chose wrong. You should punish the thing, even though he's can push here. How does it like it this? You can cut here now. So it's saying it can't really press through here because it doesn't have very much to do at that point. Here we can just come back and cover here. Yeah, if White cannot cut here, which seems reasonable that White would have troubles to cut here. Like White probably should be defending in the corner directly first and leaving the cut for the next step, right? Then overall you can understand how it's making some sense. Oh, don't even do that, by the way, because he gives timing. Yeah. Okay. So in the real game, it went like this and here. You can hop in right away. I just knew that this is dangerous. I didn't do that. And the AI is Kata handicap, right? So it plays a lot better. It knows that's dangerous too. So it just left it for the moment. Yeah. Interestingly, the AI recommends me more to play 3-3 here than to defend. How's my initial turn idea? Obviously he jumps, right? It's so easy. You can do that and then come back here and let him play this one and play, I guess, passively from that. Oh no, you play actively towards this. Let him cover. I've never seen let him cover actually recommended by the AI so well. But it makes sense if he's very thick, I guess. Wow. Also, you could play passively here. It would be acceptable. But this all is like making less sense, I feel, than my easy way here. Yeah, I didn't realize, by the way, I didn't realize how good it was going to be for him to press from the outside here. And then when I fall back, even that's a mistake rather than to leave the outside, which is crazy. Anyway, I went like this, and he invades, and then I got my better chance to come in. It doesn't like my shape that I chose. It prefers the other three more, particularly this one, because of Hane and cut. Yeah. I didn't even think about whether I could make a surround on these two suns directly with an immediate move. But actually, yeah, why the heck not? You can play this kind of move, direct surround, and cause a problem, and then you know, real humans would struggle a lot here for how to fight. Yeah. Also, I would struggle a lot here. But this is the kind of thing which I need to have in my dictionary. It's like a little stronger. Wow, here I thought if I play here, then he could easily block, and then I'd be annoyed. But actually, Descend is killing it. It's helping kill it. I don't need to be worried about Bamboo if I get to Descend for my race. I see. And here... Okay, I thought Hane was too early because they were going to block here, and then it's awkward, but again it's Descend. This is no big deal, huh? This still looks like a big deal to me, even when I see the AI saying, like, you can use this move. I don't know exactly what it's talking about. Ladder? I guess ladder. It's just barely working. Everything is just barely covered. So if this one, then you can cut like this, and then yeah, something like this, which is aiming at the ladder outside. It's really annoying if you have to give up those 3 stuns. That's not acceptable, I guess. Wow, so you can just about barely hold on to the more aggressive way. Yeah, what I did was actually slightly passive each step. I knew that I can try to Hane here, but I didn't even bother to try. This one, I thought I'd get in trouble with the cut eventually. Like, not right now. I knew that the cut right now is overplay, that you can just fight. Yeah. But I thought he's gonna Hane first, and then I want to go underneath later, and then I was gonna get in trouble. Like this, here. Connect, yeah, like this, and then now cut. This is why I didn't Hane, is because I thought this was good for white. I guess it is. So, if we come back, the reason why I can Hane is because here I can Hane back and not give that. But I mean, come on, living without giving that is so much harder, isn't it? You can Hane first and then attach back. Allowing this, because we're gonna give. And we just keep giving, and whenever they Hane, they can get in some trouble themselves with the several weaknesses. Oh, it's making sense actually. I like this Hane move. Yeah, it's impossible for white to fight very hard right now because of the shortage of liberties. So you Hane, you let them fix the shortage of liberties, you say, okay, then it's fine. And then you come back here and you say, you can't really do this stuff because of my sequence there, which I had read correctly. And yeah. Okay, so actually, all the stuff I read is just like suited to this Hane better. But for some reason, I didn't... I didn't think that you gain by forcing them to connect and getting the extra movement. But that's exactly how you gain. Yeah, it's so dumb, actually. Why didn't I think of Hane being a good move? That's a huge mistake. Huge error. Before this, okay, there's some small shape errors, but Hane is a real big error that I can definitely change in my thought process. I mean, the shape errors I can learn the technique of. The fact that you can diagonal, and your diagonal kill, which is assisted by descend, is good shape. The descend is very useful. But this one, this is just general fighting technique. And the fighting technique is that, yeah, they have a thin shape here, and we're trying to defend ourselves on each side. Well, if you can dominate the thin shape and force it to become thick shape, which is slow, then I thought that allows him to punch you harder. But it's more like it allows you to get more movement and dodge him faster, right? That's what's really going on here, is black is trying to dodge the white punches, you know. So it's like one of these movie fight scenes where white's in the middle and he's like spinning on his head and he's kicking guys in 3 directions, something like that. So I thought, if you make the guy in the middle wear a suit of armor, then that should make him scarier, right? But actually, if you make him wear a suit of armor, that means the guys on the 3 sides can run away. Yeah? So that's why they're always in plain clothes in the movie scenes, right? So when you're dodging away from a group in the middle trying to kick you, right? Breakdance kicking, then definitely like forcing him to wear armor is not a bad thing, as long as it means you're running away in the meantime, right? That's actually exactly how to dodge away and not like be one of the mooks who dies. Okay, so I think I learned a lot from this fight. You know, several lost moves in a row, but I can see clearly. Yeah, in the future when I get the urge to diagonal and I think, oh, the problem is that I get fed, then I can just do it properly. In the future when I get the chance to pincer stuns like this which are shorted, then I can think to surround them. That's possible. It will be very exciting, but possible. And then, yeah, I can see that the way that I'm handling it is instead the mooks are just like doing their normal mooks things, right? But it would be much better to like dodge away and force the super thick shape. Anyway, connecting all the way here, these must be good moves, right? Like, I didn't even bother checking. Yeah. Yeah, I should push here. It would be a small benefit. And I could even cut and sente directly. Yeah, I could do that, use the cut and sente directly, and even use this cut immediately. I didn't know about that. That's crazy. But even if I don't and I just come back here, that's also comfortable. Anyway, when he exchanges that, he gains a little bit. Oh, how's my move here? It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I was thinking about this one, remember? This one is also possible. I like this kind of move, which means if you cut me, I will just emphasize on the outside. That's very meaningful. Very hard. Yeah. So you just defended, which is nice. My move here was alright. Okay, it was better than the defensive moves here, at least. To get movement. You could go fast to the center, but it's hard. Ah! I had a feeling that this has, like, some value. But I didn't know what to do about this. Aha! I knew that there would be a move right now. So then why didn't I think of it in the real game? Wait. Wait, I'm actually just dumb. Damn it. Damn it, I knew I was like losing value here. I knew something goes wrong in this sequence. And it should be that there's something underneath this. And I knew that there should be a different move like at this point because this becomes bad if you connect. So then, if I knew all that stuff, and I was like looking at this and thinking, if I knew that's the way that gets you more value. Like, why didn't I just find the Hane? I knew all of the details of the positional judgment, that the position was good and becomes bad when you don't play the Hane. So how come I couldn't find the Hane? I guess it's just like not natural to me to play this kind of move. Somehow I'm always scared of extend here. I always feel like if you Atari, when you don't have the full cover and they extend, that you lose timing. But it never really works like that. Or it does sometimes, but most of the time not. Let's see, in this case, we're just going to continue to play on that side and then continue to play on that side and then connect. It becomes a trading sequence like this. We capture these stuns, mostly. Yeah, they're dead, they're dead. We capture these stuns, we give them that. It would be good for black, actually, because we get to kill. You get take the corner territory back. This is tough, man. That stuff is tough. This is easy. This I can totally jive with. Like, this is... no problems whatsoever. Although, I mean, small problem with this sequence, actually. Wait, I do want to make sure that we're clear. Okay, but it's clear, it's clear. After this, oh no, it's not clear. We cannot just Hane because we're gonna run us down. We have to use the outside, but luckily we can use the outside and get a benefit. Oh my god, it's crazy. Oh my god, it's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, I don't know. Maybe I'm not 100% easily on board, but I can totally get down with the fact that this one exists, and that there should be like as long as I'm aware, I'm looking for this kind of thing, and then like just trying to save myself. It's complicated reading, but I could have done it as long as I understand in the future the Tiger's Mouth shape, which he Atari's, is like super counter Atariable. Obviously, there's gonna be fighting, and sometimes the fighting will be good, sometimes the fighting will be bad. Becomes sacrifice this, sacrifice that, trade, blah blah blah. But it's unacceptable to just miss it. So from now on, whenever I make the empty triangle connect to an Atari, I will consider whether I could have re-Atari'd and then caught in the fight. If you can catch the fight, then it's good enough. Like, allow it to fall apart and then catch it just before it falls down, right? That's what to learn from that. Okay, so it loses a little tiny bit of value. But I knew still I'm needing a lot, right? I actually, my positional judgment was just about correct here. I thought it was like black plus 17 or so. I didn't know how I had lost that much, but my positional judgment was correct here. It's so hard to figure out what to play. How was my move? At least I knew I'm supposed to play in the center somehow. My move is not so bad, by the way. It's one of the top ones. One of the top recommendations. This one, not so bad, by the way. So we're going to play that one next. Or, well, after playing... it's not so bad. Look. My moves are pretty good. In the center here. And it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I will say, this is like one of the areas of the game where I'm the strongest. I usually beat players at this flying part. I'm really not not too bad at this. I don't feel like I have that much to learn here compared to most situations, which are where I have a lot to learn. So much to learn. Hey, look at that. I thought for like 5 minutes or something, right? Happy about that. Happy to see the 5-minute thing lead to a blue move instantly. Yeah, this move's not so bad either. Look at that. Ah. And he has to find something crazy, which he does. Alright, I was thinking about this one. Yeah, I did think that after this one there's going to be a direct weakness there and then a weakness there, and I thought it's broken actually. I thought you literally cannot play it if it goes like this and then here. I didn't have this move first, but I thought it was this and then here, and then I thought you'd just break down. You cannot save. But it's saying like, okay, yeah, you're broken, but just give the 2 stones and accept this, and it's good enough. I didn't think about trading through that variation. Oh, look at this. Now that is snazzy. Snazzy way to defend over here. I would have probably ended up just defending with this kind of move and then asking for clear defense. But okay. I see now why it says you have to attach here first to make black declare that it's valuable, and then you can go through cut. So it's not necessarily broken for black because of this. Going down is actually acceptable. Because there's... we're going to die with these stones, but not yet. And not in time, basically, for white to be able to do anything about it. Wow, that's really cool. That's really cool. I didn't realize that... Alright, black is broken, but black can break white. But I knew that there should be some counterattacking like this that is valuable. Because I was recognizing that everything was just not working well. Yeah, here in crosscut was great. So good. And... yeah, I think I did all the right things from there, but... just nothing is comfortable. Okay, doing that is correct, and then, yeah. And then it was just this thing where, in my reading, I was like, I had this stone all the way, all the time, but I just didn't put it down on the real board. And then he stopped me, and then it was... At this point, it might not be broken yet, but... if getting broken, it just takes this, then... I don't actually really understand why that one's losing liberty compared to this one. This one seems like it loses a liberty, comparatively. But mostly it's just like, I'm already connected, so you need to go get this liberty, I see. Yeah, it wasn't that important. It was just like, the problem is just that I lost the timing to do something special there. So then, yeah, here I have no time to go and get this one and get this. Okay. So I'm just dead. Yeah. Okay, main thing is, if I played here, then I could have read out the capture race from now. Which would have been really hard. I mean, this kind of... saying I need to read out the capture race from now is so hard. It's so hard to go all the way through with all the life and death over here. All the tricks, like the attached trick that you can pull that we didn't even look at. I mean... this it's just... there's just so much complication, so difficult. But the pros could do it. The pros could do it. If they got a lot of time on their clock, they would read it out and be able to. But I mean, it's so hard. If I managed to do it all right, then I could have kept playing the game, yeah. But mostly I lost a lot from not seeing the Hane and not seeing the Hane here. Yeah. I didn't do much Haneing this game, unfortunately. The capture there was slightly better, but overall my I'm really happy. I understood that this one is actually tough for it. I'm really happy with that. Yeah, then that not so bad, and then here I needed to use this one. So the key was realizing that counterattacking this is so strong, therefore I don't need to save even these stones as long as I counterattack those effectively. That's the key. The key to make this comfortable for black here. Also, to realize I could give up those and to take this would also be okay. That's also a difficult realization that would be very nice to actually make. This is crazy variation. Oh, yeah, so I really should have... I knew this one can be strong, but I thought, okay, it's probably broken, so it's ruled out. But getting broken in this kind of position, where they say, hey, you can get broken, but I have a weak group, you can get broken and say, actually, you know, the weak group is still weak, or say, okay, the weak group is strong now, but I got so much, like accepting getting broken from the moment that they play here is the only way to keep it stable. What a great move, by the way. It's so sick. It's so sick when they find moves like that. I was so ready for this variation. I was so ready for this one. But then they didn't do it. They did that one first, which is just, oh, disgustingly beautiful. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Wasn't exactly my best game ever against the AI. It definitely got tired and messed up at the end here. And I didn't play adequately strongly in the fighting for me to be happy, or here for me to be happy. But in general, I didn't do it too bad. And I understood this part a lot better than I thought I was going to understand this part. It is actually just like, sometimes I feel like AI will have hidden tricks everywhere, but it's not in the step before there are hidden tricks. You know, I think the fighting over here, by the way, I think I did in general really well, which I'm very happy about. This, like, to be flat in the center fighting is extremely rare. I think even when I watch pro games, usually they're messing up more than me in this kind of thing. So I'm happy about that. And then the key is to realize when the capture races are going on, when these like direct Hane cut fights, like when there's a cutting fight going on, to realize that I can understand it deeply and that there's just only one or two strategies that you can make for the speed. And the most important thing I'm taking away is the yeah. So when you have several weak groups, weak groups in multiple, they behave like cinema goons. Cinema goons must armor the opponent and flee. Okay, that's the main thing I'm learning from this game. I think the main takeaway is like how to handle the couple weak groups is to armor them and flee. And it was actually very similar for this part, isn't it? Right, like here, he's saying, "Hey, you've got a problem here. You gotta handle them." And then what I try to do often is like take care of myself. But actually, if I just armored him in the center by being super strong, just armor him directly and say, "Go ahead, you know, you're the main character. You can do everything. We won't even bother to try to fight you," then, yeah, by controlling the other parts, that's how the villains are winning, right? The villains can never win on screen, only off screen. So once you see that you're the villains, it makes sense. You have to find a way to go off screen. Okay. That's a good game. Hope you guys enjoyed. I think I learned a bunch. Yeah, I practiced my reading a bunch. How was my reading, by the way, in the super complicated one? I was looking at here and here. Yeah, so at this point, then he can come back to fix it, and then I have to play like this, right? And if he plays here, then it's working for me because I can use that one. And then, oh, it was just this way. Oh, then I have 5 liberties, so 5 liberties should be more than enough to catch him here. He has 4, so we can do this and then still play loosely. No? Oh, but he can extend, so we still have to play tight. He was not a fan of my other idea, by the way. So if it goes this way, and then, oops, not that way, but here and here. Ah, so I shouldn't exchange this, of course. If I do it like that, I need to do it like this. This is the reading I had. All the way through. And Atari, and attach, and here, and connect. He's not short of liberties. I thought when he connects there, for some reason I had a misvisualization that he has only 1 step. Darn, man. Oops. But at this point, it would actually be okay as long as I use the block like this. Then I have 4 liberties, and I can descend in. So he can make a KO, which would be crazy. You shouldn't do that, and then it's still a kill. It's sort of working, but not very good. Not very good. What I'm supposed to do is just chase it that way. So hard. So hard. How are you supposed to know this stuff, man? How can you do that one, by the way? What does it even mean? Sorry, not like that, but not like that, like this. Sick! That is sick. Okay, that's another crosscut. Another aggressive crosscut saving method. Yeah, if he does this one, then I was correct with this at least, right? You can peep first, but same concept. Yeah, we're gonna use that to get a liberty, and then we can descend. So then they have to block, and we get to fix, and it's just better for us. Yeah, making sense. Wow. Okay. Good gaming, good gaming. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.